Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we are cracking open a book that serves as the ultimate operating manual for any business owner, leader or manager who feels like they are running on a hamster wheel. If you have ever felt like your business is running you, instead of you running your business, if you are constantly putting out daily fires, or if your team members are pulling in 5 different directions with no clear alignment, this video is about to give you total control. We are breaking down the legendary blueprint, Traction, Get a Grip on Your Business, by Gino Wickman. Gino Wickman is the creator of the Entrepreneurial Operating System, famously known as EOS. He realized that most entrepreneurs face the exact same frustrations: lack of control, people issues, profit stagnation, and hitting a ceiling where growth completely stops. Get comfortable, grab your mental notebook, and let us dive into how you can gain massive traction and execute your business vision with absolute precision. Part 1. The Universal Frustrations of the Entrepreneur. Let us start our story by looking at a scenario that plays out in thousands of businesses every single day. Imagine an entrepreneur named Mark. Mark started a marketing agency 5 years ago. In the beginning, it was just him and a laptop, and everything was exciting. But today, the agency has grown to 25 employees. From the outside, Mark looks highly successful. But on the inside, Mark is living a nightmare. He wakes up at 4 in the morning with his stomach in knots. He walks into the office and is immediately hit with a barrage of questions from his staff. The sales team is complaining that the operations team isn't delivering. The operations team is complaining that the sales team is promising impossible deadlines. The profit margins are shrinking, and despite working 80 hours a week, Mark feels like the business is completely stuck. Wickman explains that Mark is hitting a ceiling. Hitting a ceiling is a natural byproduct of growth. What got you from $0 to $1 million in revenue will not get you from $1 million to $10 million. To break through that ceiling, you cannot just work harder or yell louder. You need a structured internal operating system. EOS is built on a radical premise. You do not have to manage 100 different variables in your company. In fact, there are only 6 core components of your business. If you can master and align these 6 specific components, all your operational issues will resolve themselves, and you will finally achieve the traction you need to scale. Part 2. The Vision Component. The first core component of EOS is vision. Wickman points out a tragic truth. Most entrepreneurs have a grand vision inside their head, but no one else on their team actually knows what it is. The employees are left guessing, which means everyone is rowing the boat in a slightly different direction. To solve this, you must treat your vision not as an abstract dream, but as a crystal-clear roadmap. Wickman introduces a revolutionary tool called the Vision/Traction Organizer, or VTO. The VTO forces leadership teams to answer 8 specific questions to get everyone 100% aligned. First, what are your core values? These are the non-negotiable guiding principles that define the culture of your company. They determine who you hire, who you fire, and how you treat your clients. Second, what is your core focus? This is your niche, your sweet spot. It keeps you from chasing shiny objects that drain your resources. Third, what is your 10-year target? This is your big, hairy, audacious goal. It is the ultimate North Star that your company is marching toward. Fourth, what is your marketing strategy? This defines your ideal target market and the unique value proposition that sets you apart from every competitor. Fifth, what is your 3-year picture? This is a vivid, descriptive snapshot of what your business will look like 3 years from today, including revenue targets and team size. Sixth, what is your 1-year plan? This breaks that 3-year picture down into tangible, measurable corporate goals for the next 12 months. Seventh, what are your quarterly rocks? These are the priority goals for the next 90 days. Eighth, what is your issues list? This is a transparent repository of all the obstacles, opportunities, and dangers that stand in the way of your vision. By putting your entire company's strategy onto a simple 2-page document, you eliminate ambiguity. Your vision becomes a physical asset that everyone can see and execute. Part 3. The People Component. Once your vision is entirely clear, you must address the second core component of EOS: people. You cannot achieve a great vision without great people. Wickman gives us a brilliant framework to evaluate whether you have the right team to scale your machine. He states that you need the right people in the right seats. Right people means that an individual matches your core values perfectly. They fit your culture, they share your beliefs, and they behave the way your organization expects. If someone is a brilliant performer but treats everyone else like garbage, they are the wrong person for your culture, and they will quietly poison your entire organization. Right seats means that an individual has the natural talent, skills, and experience to excel at their specific job. To determine if someone is in the right seat, Wickman created a tool called GWC. GWC stands for Get It, Want It, and Capacity to Do It. Does the employee get it? Do they truly understand the deep, structural nature of their role? Do they want it? Do they get up in the morning genuinely excited to do this specific job? Or are they just doing it for a paycheck? Do they have the capacity to do it? Do they possess the intellectual, physical, and emotional capabilities required to deliver excellence in this seat? If any employee does not receive a clear yes on all three components of GWC, they are in the wrong seat. Traction requires you to look at your team with absolute, unfiltered honesty. You must have the courage to remove cultural misfits and reallocate talent until every single seat on your bus is occupied by a high-performing rock star. Part 4. The Accountability Chart. To ensure everyone is in the right seat, you have to throw out your traditional organizational chart and replace it with an accountability chart. A traditional org chart focuses on titles and ego. An accountability chart focus entirely on function and responsibility. Wickman explains that every business, regardless of its size, has three foundational functions: marketing and sales, operations, and finance. Marketing and sales brings in the business. Operations fulfills the business. Finance tracks the money and manages the infrastructure. On top of these three functions sits the integrator. The integrator is the person who runs the daily operations of the company. They hold the team accountable, remove friction, beat the drum of execution, and harmonize the three core departments. But Wickman introduces a unique twist that sets EOS apart: the role of the visionary. Many founders are terrible integrators. They are creative, chaotic, full of big ideas, and hate daily management. They are natural visionaries. The visionary lives in the future, coming up with new product ideas and building strategic relationships. The biggest breakthrough for a growing company occurs when a visionary founder steps out of the integrator seat and hires a dedicated integrator to run the daily machine. When you separate the big picture ideas of the visionary from the disciplined execution of the integrator, your company gains an incredible amount of momentum. Part 5. The Data Component. The third core component of EOS is data. Most business owners run their companies based on feelings, assumptions, and emotional reactions. They walk into the office, sense a bad vibe, and assume the company is failing. Or they have a great conversation with one client and assume everything is perfect. Wickman teaches us that running a business on emotions is like driving a car down the highway at 80 miles an hour with your eyes completely closed. To build a healthy organization, you must cut through the emotional noise and manage your business using a small weekly scorecard. Your scorecard should contain 5 to 15 high-level weekly metrics that give you an absolute pulse on the health of your business. These are leading indicators, not lagging indicators. Lagging indicators, like a monthly profit and loss statement, tell you what happened in the past. It is like looking in the rearview mirror after you have already crashed. Leading indicators tell you what is happening right now. They track activities, number of outbound sales calls made, number of customer support tickets resolved, number of proposals submitted, or weekly cash flow. Every single metric on your scorecard must have a specific goal and a single human being assigned to own it. When you track these metrics week after week, you can spot negative trends and operational red flags weeks before they turn into financial disasters. Part 6. The Issues Component. The fourth core component of EOS is issues. When you run a transparent business with a clear vision, right people, and an accurate scorecard, your problems will start popping up everywhere. Weak leaders try to hide their problems because of ego or fear. Tough, disciplined leaders create a culture where issues are celebrated as opportunities for growth. Wickman introduces a structured process to solve business problems forever, called the IDS method. IDS stands for Identify, Discuss, and Solve. First, you identify. Most teams spend hours arguing about a symptom rather than the actual problem. If someone says, "The sales team is failing," that is just a symptom. You have to dig deeper. Why are they failing? Is it because the marketing team is generating low-quality leads? Is it because the pricing is too high? You must identify the root cause of the issue before you try to fix it. Second, you discuss. This is where the leadership team shares their honest opinions. Wickman warns against letting discussions turn into repetitive, circular arguments. Everyone gets to say their piece once, and then you move immediately to the final step. Third, you solve. Solving means creating an actionable, step-by-step resolution that permanently kills the problem so it never returns. The solution becomes a concrete action item assigned to a specific person with a strict deadline. Healthy companies do not live with unresolved issues. They hunt them down, drop them into the IDS framework, and destroy them systematically. Part 7. The process component. The fifth core component of EOS is process. This is the secret weapon of scalability. Yet it is often the most neglected area of entrepreneurial organizations. Wickman explains that your business operates through a handful of core processes: your HR process, your marketing process, your sales process, your operations process, and your accounting process. In a chaotic company, everyone executes these processes differently. John in sales writes his proposals one way, while Sarah writes hers a completely different way. This creates massive operational inconsistency, unpredictable quality, and customer dissatisfaction. You must implement the HR strategy of documenting and systematizing your core processes. Wickman advises against creating massive 500-page operations manuals that nobody will ever read. Instead, use the 20-80 rule. Document the top 20% of the steps that produce 80% of the results. Create simple, high-level checklists and visual guides that capture your company's unique way of doing business. Once your core processes are clearly documented, you must ensure they are followed by everyone. Train your team, measure their compliance through your scorecard, and hold everyone accountable to the standard. When your processes are systematized, your business becomes a predictable, repeatable machine that can scale smoothly without relying on your constant micromanagement. Part 8. The traction component. The final core component of EOS is traction itself. Vision without execution is just hallucination. To turn your high-level strategy into daily reality, you must bring discipline and accountability down to the ground level. Wickman introduces two specific mechanisms to gain massive traction: quarterly rocks and the level 10 meeting. Quarterly rocks are the 3 to 5 most important priorities for the entire company over the next 90 days. When everything is important, nothing is important. By forcing your team to choose just a handful of critical objectives every quarter, you create an intense, laser-like focus. Every person in the company should have their own individual rocks that support the company's master rocks. The Level 10 meeting is a highly structured, weekly 90-minute meeting designed to keep your entire team completely aligned. Wickman calls it a Level 10 meeting because most business meetings are a total waste of time, scoring a 2 or a 3 out of 10. The Level 10 meeting is designed to score a perfect 10 every single week. The meeting has a strict agenda that never changes. It starts on time and ends on time. You spend the first 15 minutes reviewing your weekly scorecard, checking the status of your quarterly rocks, and sharing customer or employee headlines. You spend the next 60 minutes doing nothing but running the IDS process on your weekly issues list. The final 5 minutes are spent concluding the meeting, assigning action items, and rating the meeting on a scale of 1 to 10. This meeting acts like the heartbeat of your company, driving radical accountability and ensuring that your strategic vision is executed with military precision week after week. The ultimate takeaway. Let us bring Mark's story to its conclusion. After implementing the Entrepreneurial Operating System, Mark's life is completely transformed. He no longer wakes up with a knot in his stomach. His agency now operates with absolute alignment. The vision is clearly spelled out on a 2-page VTO document. Every single seat on his accountability chart is occupied by the right person who gets their job, wants their job, and has the capacity to deliver it. Mark has stepped out of the daily management seat, handing it to a brilliant integrator, allowing him to focus on being a true visionary. The weekly Level 10 meetings run like clockwork, killing issues before they grow into crises. The company is hitting its revenue targets, profit margins are expanding, and the business has broken through its ceiling to experience massive, sustainable scaling. Look at your own business today. Stop letting the daily chaos control your life. Take ownership of your organization. Master the 6 core components, gain real traction, build your operating system, and build an empire that can thrive with absolute certainty. What is the single biggest issue or operational ceiling that your business is facing right now that you need to drop into the IDS process? Let me know your growth commitments in the comments down below. If this deep dive summary handed you the keys to true entrepreneurial freedom and operational mastery, show your support by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss another transformative business book breakdown, and share this video with a fellow founder who needs to get a grip on their company today. Clarify your vision, build your traction, scale your systems, and I will see you in the next video.